Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Mohammed, your personal PMP coach, coming back to you guys with another brand new video. In this video, we are going to solve 10 questions in 10 minutes or under. So 1 minute per question. Okay, we're going to try our best. I haven't seen the questions. They're made on Gamma, so the template is a little bit weird. That's why you have a couple of characters in the background. But focus on the question. The number one reason why people fail the exam, or at least one of the major reasons, is because of time. So we want to really focus on that. We want to really try our best to understand the patterns, okay? So that being said, my approach is going to be such. I'm going to read the answers first, eliminate what I can, and then I'm going to skim through the question to find the problem statement. Once I find the problem statement, I'm going to validate if need be. On your actual exam, do not do that. Read the actual question, frame the problem, eliminate the answers, follow the 3 steps, and you should be more than fine. Okay? Follow along, pause the video, and try to solve it yourself in under 1 minute. Challenge yourself. Do not wait for me to give you the answer. Okay? So 3, 2, 1. Oh, before that, I'm going to just call on my editor. Josh, make sure there's a timer on the corner so we can time ourselves. Okay? So 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, so A, instruct the developer to stop work immediately. We never stop work immediately. Principle number 2, out. B, inform the PO so they can evaluate the request. Great, and prioritize it in the backlog. Awesome, that is the product owner's job. C, meet with the stakeholder to explain the communication plan and impact of bypassing the project manager. That's also good. B and C, principle number 1. D, allow the developer to finish the small task to maintain stakeholder satisfaction, then document it as lessons learned. When you have principle number 1, you always want to choose that. We're left with B and C. Principle number 1 for both of them. What is this problem? So over here we have the fact that a senior stakeholder approached the lead developer directly, requested a small urgent feature that is now being worked on. The developer explains that they started it because the stakeholder said it was critical. Okay, it was critical. But because it's a part of the backlog, we should inform the product owner. B is the answer in this case. Okay, so pause the timer. You see how the approach was? We were looking at the questions, and the moment we recognized principle number 1, we understood that that is going to be the answer. But then C is also principle number 1. The difference between B and C, the main difference is we are speaking to the product owner in B and then the stakeholder in C. Now, what's really confusing is that the question mentions stakeholder. It doesn't mention product owner. So your immediate thought would be, you know what, let me speak to the stakeholder first. But the thing is, who is responsible for these features? Who is responsible for the backlog? The PO is responsible. Okay? We were able to eliminate A and D because they're not principle number 1. I remember our rule, the rule of thumb. When you have principle number 1, you choose principle number 1. When you have 2 principle number 1s, as in our case, you need to choose the best answer that solves the core problem. Okay? All right, next question. So same rule. In 3, 2, 1, start the timer. A, choose a technical solution that best aligns the project charter to move the project forward. Facilitate a private meeting with both leads to help them reach a collaborative consensus. That is going to be the answer if there's a conflict between 2 members. Escalate, we don't escalate, gone. D, separate the leads by assigning them to a different module to prevent further friction. No, we don't want to assign different roles to different or people to different roles. If they are in a specific role, it's for a reason. So over here, if I'm reading it really quickly, I see heated disagreement. Okay, heated disagreement, and 2 technical leads are a part of this disagreement. That's all I need to know. B is going to be the answer. That is the problem statement, guys. Okay? There's a heated disagreement. What do? Private meeting. One of our principles. We never expose. Private meeting. Okay? Simple as that. All right. So that was a pretty simple question. But remember, guys, we're trying our best to detect the patterns, if that makes sense. Okay? So next question. All right. 3, 2, 1. Start the timer. So we got 1, update the project management plan to include blockchain features to ensure continued relevance. Meet the project sponsor and review the business case. Okay, I like this. Principle number 1. Immediately stop all the work. We don't do that. We don't stop things. Principle number 2, it's contradicting it. Draft a change request to modify the project scope to align with the CEO's announcement. I would like to meet first. I would like to choose B first, right? And then if things look out, we can. If things look like we have to draft a change request, then we can do that. So we're 50% complete. Company CEO announces a major strategic pivot toward blockchain. What should we do? Meet with the project sponsor and review the business case. That is what I'm going to choose. B. Okay. Same rule again, guys. Principle number 1 is the dominant principle. It will always overtake any other answer. Okay. For your exam, just remember that. You might not see that in study hall. Study hall is a little bit different, but on your exam, trust me on that. Okay. So we have that. Now let's move on to the next one. I'm not actually seeing a timer. My editor is going to put it in. So hopefully I'm under a minute, and hopefully you guys are under a minute as well. Okay. Yeah, these slides are a little bit strange the way they're edited, but I made it automatically on Gamma. You guys can check it out. I'm not sponsored, of course, but you can check it out and see if it's something that will benefit you. You make PowerPoints right away. Just give it a couple of prompts and you're good to go. Okay. 3, 2, 1, start the timer. A, create a workaround immediately to ensure the project remains compliant once the law passes. Okay. Add the regulation to the risk register and perform a qualitative and quantitative impact analysis. This is principle number 1, guys. If you're going to add to the risk register, you have to analyze the risk. Principle number 1. And just from A, I can understand that there's some kind of risk happening. Log the regulation as an issue in the issue log and assign an order to resolve it. If the risk materializes, it becomes an issue. But right now, I'm assuming it's a risk. Notify the sponsor and request additional contingency reserves. We don't want to do that, not right away. So I'm going to go with B for now. Let's read it really quickly. We have a new international regulation regarding data privacy. B is the answer. B is the answer. Okay. When you have a new law that comes into place, when we have a new law that comes in any industry for that matter, you will need to consider it, but it can be a major risk because it can change the entire nature of the project depending on what this law is. Okay, so B is going to be right. You want to put it in the risk register. Awesome. All right, let's move on to the next question. In 3, 2, 1, start the timer. A, send a formal warning email to the SME and copy their functional manager to document the performance issue. Okay, so you don't want to escalate things. Reassign the SME's task to a local team member to ensure the project schedule is maintained. You don't want to reallocate tasks. If the SME is there, it's for a reason. Schedule a one-to-one video call with SME to discuss situation. Principle number 1. And root cause is another principle. I believe principle number 5. Wait. We don't want to wait. I'm going to go with C. C is the best answer. But let's read it quickly. So we have a key subject matter expert who works in a different time zone and has missed the last 3 virtual status meetings. Furthermore, the quality of the research delivers had declined. Yes, one-on-one meeting. Performance issue, one-on-one meeting. Always. Always, always, always. Okay? Awesome. Let's move on to the next question. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. A, conduct an impact analysis to determine how the new standard affects the project scope, cost, and schedule. Principle number 1, guys. Immediately implement the necessary changes to the product to ensure compliance with the law. Okay, so even if it's a law, we still want to take a step back. But B is a very, very strong candidate as well. Request a budget increase from the change control board to cover the cost of the safety updates. Inform the legal department that the project was started before the standard was updated. Okay, so D is not going to be the answer. It completely ignores the problem statement. B and C are actions that can follow A. And we want to do what is first. We want to always choose principle number 1. Okay. So over here, we have 80% complete when a legal audit reveals that the product currently fails to meet environmental safety. Okay. So non-compliance issue. we need to conduct an impact analysis to see how this project is going to be affected. Okay? Very good. Very simple. But remember, guys, at the end, we always want to choose principle number one. You always want to have your eyes peeled for principle number one. Very, very important, guys. And you might have other good candidates. Like, let's say, for example, at the end, you're left with two good answers. Just simply ask yourself this question, all cases. Which one of these two answers would I do first? Once that is done, you're good to go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's start the timer. A, instruct the team to perform the change immediately as a goodwill gesture to the client. Inform the client that any change, regardless of size, must be formally rejected to avoid scope creep. Interesting. Evaluate how this change impacts the project constraints and follow the established change management process. Okay, principle number one. I like this one. Ask the lead engineer if the team has enough slack in the current schedule to accommodate the request. So that's a good answer too, right? If they have enough, why don't we just let them do it, right? So while performing a site walkthrough, the client's operation manager suggests a minor layout change. They tell the PM that the change is purely cosmetic, will take the team less than an hour, and will significantly improve the user experience. Okay, you know what? We want to pause here a little bit. We're going to discuss a very important concept, just for the sake of it. Now, a minor layout change. This change is purely cosmetic and will take the team less than an hour and will significantly improve the user experience. Now, we had a similar question before that stated that, a stakeholder suggests that we change the font of a project report. And one of the responses was submit a change request. But that report had nothing to do with the actual product itself. For that reason, we won't need a change request. But for this reason, no matter how minor it is, it still affects the scope. Purely cosmetic, but it still affects the scope. We're still going to use the team's time. We're still paying them for their time, so it affects the budget. We'll significantly improve the user experience. That is also part of the product. So for that, we want to choose C. It's principle number one still. But remember, guys, a change request is not required every single time. But in this case, we want to evaluate the change. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. All right, I forgot what number we're at right now. Okay, so we have this one as well. So 3, 2, 1, start the timer. A, provide the team with a detailed technical step-by-step guide based on personal experience. B, direct the team to follow the original technical specifications until outlined in the project's planning phase. Facilitate a brainstorming session or bring in a technical expert to help the team discover their own solution. Hire an external consultant to take over the API integration and allow the team to focus on other tasks. Interesting. Okay, so C and D, all of them are good answers, but C and D are probably better. Let's read the question. An agile team is struggling to integrate a third-party API. During the retrospective, the team expresses frustration, asks the PM to tell them exactly which technical approach to take to solve the problem quickly. Okay. I'm probably going to take a little bit longer than a minute for this one, but that's okay. We're just doing this for fun. So problem statement here is simple. The team is struggling to integrate a third-party API. You don't need to know what API is for this question. They're struggling with something technical. They come to the PM, they come to you now, and they say, hey, tell us exactly which technical approach to take. Now, here's the thing. The project manager, most of the time, is not more technical than the actual project team. Nor is it the project manager's responsibility to tell them exactly what to do. This is an agile team, as you can see from the second word. An agile team is struggling. There's no detailed technical step-by-step approach in agile. It's fast and it gets modified and refined overall. Okay. So what should we do? So A doesn't fit the agile manifesto. B, direct the team to follow the original technical specifications, but they're having trouble with that. So does it solve the core problem? It doesn't. Facilitate a brainstorming session or bring in a technical expert to help them team discover their own solution. Okay, I like that because it is servant leader like. You are building a team that is independent. That's absolutely important when it comes to agile. D, hire an external consultant, take over the API integration, and allow the team to focus on other tasks. So we're between C and D. Hiring is not bad, and C implies hiring as well. But we still want to give our team autonomy. We want them to figure out their own solution. I'm going to go with C first. Facilitate that brainstorming session. And if you disagree with me in the comments, you let me know. But if you facilitate that brainstorming session, they might come up with other solutions, right? Or bring in a technical expert to help them team discover their own solution. By the way, on your PMP exam, you won't have something like or. They'll have one solution, like facilitate a brainstorming session. And if they really can't do it, you hire someone to take over that part of the project. Okay? It's a good question. Let me know guys what you guys think in the comment section. All right. The sudden termination. Scary title. Okay. 3, 2, 1. A. Release the project team so they can be reassigned to other revenue generating projects. Archive all project documentation and close out the financial accounts immediately. Follow formal procedures, including documentation of lessons learned and transfer deliverables. Okay, so I know what this is. The project is ending early. If the project is ending early, you always want to follow formal project closure. And I can understand what the nature of the question is just from the answers. So due to a certain market downturn, the project decides to cancel. There we go. We got it. C is the answer. Now, there's an important note. Even when the project is terminated, unexpected proper closing procedure must be followed. I mean, they give us the answer, but that's strange. I didn't put that there. All right. Maybe the app that I'm using automatically just put that there. But C is going to be the answer. Okay. No matter what, follow formal procedures. Make sure all loose ends are tied up neatly. All right. And let's see if there is missing benefits. So, okay. So yeah, I think this is the last question. This is more of a terminology question. Okay. So we are going to have to read the question for this. You're not going to get many examples like this on your actual exam, but they're still good to know. So a project to implement a new CRM system was completed on time and within budget. However, 3 months after closing, the sales director reports that the system is not providing the expected increase in lead conversion rates. Which document should the project manager review? Project charter? No. Too general. Work breakdown structure? No. Right? The benefits management plan? Yes, maybe. The stakeholder engagement plan? No. We're not talking about stakeholders here. The benefits management plan will tell us this is the benefit of the project. We are going to increase, let's say, lead conversions by this much. The project charter is too general. It won't give you those kind of metrics. All right. And that is it. They have a nice little, the screen shakes when it's finished, but that is it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed the challenge. Remember, guys, the best way to pass this exam is to just keep practicing, keep solving, and keep solving. Again, we have a course. If you're interested, book an appointment with us. If these questions are too easy, you got to try out our course. The questions are much, much more difficult. Take care and have a fantastic rest of the day.